known for his fearless commentary on politics, on current affairs, and his bold take on Uganda's social and political climate. Do you perform natural obligations?
That's one of them.
I saw you the other day in mud trying to, I think, descend to the lake.
I've always thought about these guys who are manning our streets, who are running, who are sweeping and cleaning. So I thought I'd spend a day with them. And it was such an experience. It's a tough job.
It is a tough job. You did only once. And you're like, you know what, I'm done. You handed back the tool. Simon Kaggwa Njala is our guest today on this episode of Mind Your Head. Sheila is away, unfortunately. But, Njala, I want to begin from asking, quick questions. Did you expect your interview to blow up the way it did?
Never. Because in the first place, I had not prepared to host such an interview. I asked the dumbest questions for one reason, because the guest I had invited turned out to be a different person. So I went off my script. You know how we prepare for the show.
Yeah.
I had prepared for a very technical show, discussing the nitty-gritty of the law, every bit of it. As it turned around, it had to focus on the person first.
Did you feel like you were asking questions that the audience wanted to know, or it was just your own curiosity in your mind?
You know my style.
Yeah, freestyle.
I always put myself in the mind of the viewer on the other side, because I know there must have been a viewer the other side who was curious to know whether I was speaking to a Mr. or a Mrs.
So, your first question. It feels like you are also curious to know.
I was very curious. He got me off balance completely. He's such a brilliant guy.
Has it helped?
Guy? Okay.
Has it helped or hurt your career?
It's two ways. It has greatly boosted the brand, Simon and NBS. But there is a perception problem at the same time. But I take the positive of it, because I have a knack of asking, not the tough questions, but the questions you would ordinarily expect someone to ask. So it put me on a certain level. That's the positive.
And that's what you choose to take?
Yes.
Did you ever wish that if time was taken back, you would rewrite how that interview would have gone?
No, treat it as a one-off.
Yeah.
Yeah, treat it as a one-off, because I've had my backlash. I've had my... You can't imagine. I meet people in corridors. I meet people on streets. The other day I was with my wife and children. And there were guys shouting at the airport, "Why are you gay?" Somehow I froze, but I said, This is where we get money from.
Yeah.
Take heart, my dear family.
They will understand. And interestingly, it blew up after 10 years.
Yes. The Nigerians, first it was the Nigerians who turned it around, who dramatized everything. They inserted everything. What is it called? Renditions of Why You Gay, playing music, doing rap about it. Over time, every 3 months it would pop. But 10 years later, I don't know. It's miraculous.
Yeah. 10 years later, what does it look like now? You've made Uganda a country you visit when you have the time, because you're never here. You're always in Dubai. So you visit your home country sometimes when you have the time.
I'm not Biya of Cameroon, boss.
But what does it look like 10 years later? You're on podcasts with some of the famous podcasters and TikTokers. You're constantly in Dubai. The other day, I think I saw you in South Africa.
Recently, I was in Germany.
You're in Germany. You have a manager. What does it look like if you just Give us an insight.
Somehow it's turned my life around in many ways because it's now tagged onto the brand of Simon. As we speak today, we are launching an online store. I've done a few brand endorsements.
An online store with merch, t-shirts and
Yes,
jumpers
with merch. Yes.
written on Why Are You Gay?
Yes. Lots of merch. Looking at t-shirts, mugs, capes, everything you can imagine. Front covers. It's all about why are you gay. It's a trend. It's now a trend, and I'm glad it's shifted from being looked at being homophobic or anything to a big joke. It's now a big joke. Why are you gay? If anyone acts funny, the question is, why are you gay?
Why are you gay?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're late for a podcast. Why are you gay?
Why are you gay?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're too smart. Why are you gay?
So the let's talk about the homophobia being perceived in such a way. Has it affected you or your personality? Has it affected your mind?
Not to a great extent. Initially, they wanted to draw me towards that direction. I am not an extremist. Not that I endorse whatever happens the other side, but I am not, you will not catch me on any side. I love to tailor the debate in the middle because it's a very delicate issue.
Do you think that that interview could have or could be used to harm or hurt or bully the LGBTQ plus community?
Not in any way. I am very glad that after that interview, the debate shifted. You remember it was at the height of the LGBTQ debate in Parliament. The debate shifted. I gave them a platform. I gave the antis the platform. So we were able now to weigh both sides of the coin. I doubt anyone would take it to the extreme to hound the LGBT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then using that interview to, you know about the cancel culture.
Yes.
People say, you know what, Simon, I think is this, homophobic person. We should cancel him.
Not really.
Were you ever worried about those things?
I was initially worried until when I went to apply for a visa. Because they said the West must be hating you. I've traveled all over the world. I've interacted with people who have openly come out to say they are gay. And they're very fine with me.
Actually, the LGBT community has embraced the interview.
Yes.
They even make jokes around it.
They make jokes around it, yes.
Looking at the bigger picture, right? How do you cope with criticism?
With?
Criticism.
Criticism. It's part of our daily job. You and I do not sell ice cream. We are in the media for both the right and wrong reasons. Yeah, so naturally, you'll never work to please anyone. There is always someone who is rattled by what you do, and there is always someone who is appreciative of what you do. Let's take the positive.
Right. Let's stay on the positive. You're optimistic.
Yeah, very.
You have very strong opinions, especially online on your Twitter account. Sometimes I look at your Twitter, I'm like, oh my God.
Not you.
I said, oh my
Not
God.
you.
I know there's going to be a meeting at work over this tweet. And several of those have happened. You have very strong opinions, but many perceive them as your personality with the vibes that you're giving off online is a lot of misogyny.
Well, that's me, and I can never be apologetic for any reason. Apparently, I do a lot of self-censorship. If I brought out the real me, because sometimes I choose to tread cautiously, one, not to affect the brand where I work, and two, not to really be extreme, but I hold strong views on certain issues. And if I stood out, sometimes I'm limited by grammar, but I know what to write.
Let's talk about your tweet about Mzee Chiwato.
I was very honest. I wore this image of a father. You know, fatherhood is such a prestigious thing. I understand his predicament. It's economic. But there must be a limit. You don't wiggle culturally, socially and culturally. It's not right.
If you met him, you'd ask him, why are you gay? Because of the way he twists his waist around. But let me ask you, because that's a lot of contradiction, that you are out there making money out of, why are you gay interview. He is winding his waist and making money and traveling countries because of that kind of thing.
For starters, I don't want you to look.
Seem to be.
I don't want you to look at me as
yourself.
being envious of the way he's making money. When he started off, it was okay. But you remember the most recent video that I saw, he sat in a chair and started wiggling as his son started pointing at his private parts. I thought that was ridiculous. I thought we need a bit of sanity. It's not about money.
Many people would say that about your interview, that was ridiculous. And how do you even ask someone why, or question their
for crying out
sexuality?
loud? These are questions. These are questions. So, what is the limit to asking questions?
What is the limit to dancing? Was he dancing naked?
No. He was dancing vulgar.
Who has the
No, look.
Who has the tape measure of what is vulgar and what is not? What exceeds what is not supposed to be vulgar?
Picture out a moment where your son is pointing at your private parts as you wiggle and the crowd is busy cheering. I know these are desperate times. The first dance, the first strokes, the traditional strokes that he pulls, maybe are okay. But do you realize that he has crossed the line? We are a culture society.
Is this Njala, the Catholic man coming out, or because what you're trying to describe here is not necessarily written anywhere?
I embody 4 characters here.
Who drew the line?
I am a father. Fathers. It's a very distinguished calling to be a father. A man who gives birth, who creates life. In the line of struggling, in the line of hustling, we must have a limit. You wouldn't expect me, okay. Would you expect me to go to strip naked to get more followings? Since I'm earning from social media.
No.
If I strip naked, the moralists, of course, would be on my case, but the liberals would say, it's just fine. There's no limit. No rules are written. So I embody the character of a father. I embody the character of a reasonable man. I'm reasonable. Maybe if you doubt.
No, I don't doubt that. I've worked with you for 10 years now.
No, but your looks seem to be doubtful.
No, I have worked with you for 10 years now, so I...
So I also come off as a hustler. We hustle to make a living. I have no problem. I have no qualms about that. But where is the limit? Why would someone really start popping private parts in the interest of arousing people to tip you? When he was dancing the other strokes, all was well. But now, I disapprove.
You hosted an interview where, they used food
carrots.
Yes, they used the carrots and cucumbers to bring out arguments, and those were used in the picture of a sexual organ.
That was practical.
What do you mean that
if
was
they
practical?
had brought dildos, I would have closed the show immediately. You understand? But these are cucumbers, for Christ's sake.
But they were using
cucumbers and eggplants for illustration.
Let me be the devil's advocate. On the other side, if I was a moralist, I would say, you cannot use food to bring out a point about sexuality.
Yeah, but if you had what Sempa was arguing, he was saying they are using our food for sexuality.
Njala,
He was vouching for our food.
Njala, do you think that men like you can, preach positive masculinity?
Yes. And it's our role. It's our role at every moment, but it also depends on how you skew positive masculinity. In which particular line do you want us to preach? Over to you.
No, but I'll ask another question. Do you think men like you can be feminists?
Feminists?
You've had issues with feminists online previously.
Yeah, I don't want people to splash it in our faces. We're living in an equal world. It's never struck me that someone should be treated with superiority or with inferiority because of gender, because of sex. No way. We should get everything on merit, and we should look at each other in equal lenses. That's why I was fighting affirmative action at university. There was that 1.5, I don't know whether it is still being given to girls as a special consideration because they're girls. No, I've competed with women. There are quite a number of very outstanding women who've never flaunted this idea of I am a woman. No.
So you think everything should be fair?
Everything should be fair.
Right.
I believe in fair society.
We're shooting this episode at Bawoli, Kampala. You can check that out here at Arena Mall. It has really, really nice lounges, great food, and of course, very, very good reviews I've heard about Bawoli. I think you should check it out. Njala, I keep on asking this. Have you met your interviewee before? Rather, after the interview? Oh, let me ask this again. Njala, have you met your interviewee after the interview all these years?
I have endeavored to look him up, but unfortunately,
Him?
To look. Did I say her?
Look them. Maybe look them up.
Look him up. And how I wish one of these days we catch up over lunch. Not in the evening, but over lunch.
Are you afraid of the dark?
No, not really, but I have my reasons.
So
I want to have lunch with him.
So at the end of the interview, what did you discover? That it was a he or she?
I discovered that he was a free guy. He was a free soul, very free. And he believed in what he was pushing for. That's one bit I liked about her. Why are you laughing?
It's for me the confusion why I keep saying him and her. But you seem to be asking very honest questions. So a decade later, does it now make sense to you and all the conversations and I'm sure teachings you've had from different people, and does it now make sense? Like for you, does it make sense as a Ugandan Catholic man for someone to change their sexuality after birth?
Unfortunately, to date, the first or second question has never been answered. Why would someone choose to be gay? But I let go. Because maybe it's a lifestyle, maybe it's a combination of so many issues. Yeah.
Do you think you were misunderstood by that interview?
No. I steered a discussion into a direction that the country badly needed.
And many people are afraid to ask these questions and have that debate.
Either because of our social backgrounds, we are shy to ask certain questions. So sometimes when you ask questions, you've done this before, and someone says, thank God you asked it. We were all afraid. But I left the studio with this conviction that, well, I've done a service to the nation. Much as I missed out asking the real questions that I'd prepared. Because we wanted to get into the intricate details of the law. You remember that law, how heated it was.
But how come recently, when that debate came up again, especially on the amending of the law, there were no such interviews hosted?
After that debate, we became cautious for two reasons. One, to an extent, when you bring up something into the limelight, you're giving people eyeballs. So either way, you're promoting, you could end up promoting a cause. So it became so delicate, and I'm glad media shunned the entire topic.
Yeah. You know, you were raised up, in a certain way, as to be a man. You were told certain things. And that's why, for example, you have issues with Mzee Chiwato, Dexter, the rapper's father. What are some of those things you were told, either directly or indirectly, on how to be a man?
First was to have a level of shame. Shame. The trouble that we have today is that people were never told to be ashamed of doing certain things. So shame became part of my upbringing. You should be ashamed that you're looking shabby. You should be ashamed that you are late. You should be ashamed that you're not playing to the social values. The second attribute that I learned very well is to be courteous. Third is to be honest. It is inculcated in me. Fourth is to man up. You're either man or something else. Manning up means acting a real man.
Do you feel like the current generation, the Gen Zs, like all those things, they're going away, they're being erased and they're being eroded?
I think we are too busy to speak to our children today, that our children have a very acute identity crisis. They want to be everywhere, anywhere, anytime, and anything. They want to be everything. So they're lacking those basics, the minimums for which we were raised.
Do you feel that's a problem? Are you concerned, for example, you're raising children, how they'll turn up?
I am extremely concerned, and I think the people I've interacted with would call me a tough dad when it comes to raising children. Yet I also have my soft spots, but I've always told my children I'm imparting the same values that I got. I wouldn't be where I am if I didn't have the values in life. Yes.
Interesting. Is there a soft part of you?
I cry a lot.
Really?
Yes, I do.
Why are you gay?
I won't cry.
What situations, lead you to cry?
I'm quite empathetic. When my friend is in trouble, when my friend is having any predicament, it touches me. It goes to the bone. I become quite emotional. I would give up anything to help a friend. And quite often I've been accused of giving my friends too much, more than what they deserve. Time, money. Have I given you some money before?
Nothing. You always tell me you have $1 million in the socks. So
It's
today
a Friday.
could be the D-Day. Today could be the D-Day.
Yes, it's the deal. But that's me. That's me. I've grown up to establish my own family outside the biological brothers and sisters. I've grown a huge network. Sometimes it's been costly because dividing time between my family and friends sometimes becomes complicated. Nsoma map. You know that? Kusoma map? It's in me. Okusoma map. You know what it means?
Yeah.
Tell the viewers.
I'll let you tell them.
Well, Okusoma map has turned out to be one of the terms that we use to connect with friends on special dates. Soma map. Yes.
Read the coordinates. If you do not turn out this way, what do you think you would be doing? Oh, I can guess.
Please do.
You would be in church, serving at the altar.
Yes, I would be a priest. I really miss that moment. I was destined for that, but nature dictated otherwise.
Yeah.
I ended up multiplying the world.
What would you tell your younger self with the journey you've walked all these years?
I would tell my younger self to be more open to realities. More open to realities, more accommodative, more optimistic, perhaps. Sometimes my mind is too locked in a certain direction. When it comes to politics, when it comes to lots of things. Yes.
Right. Njala, it's been a pleasure.
Oh, wow. Are we done?
Yes.
Why are you gay?
All right. Guys, till next time.
You can't imagine. I wanted it to go on till 6. We can go till 6. I was ready for you.